Hey, how you doing? Hi, Lenny. Um, yeah, how you doing? Let me know if you could hear me real quick. Can you hear me real well? So today, my key light. I don't know what's happening to it today. All the commands are not working, so it's that kind of day. But please, if you're here, do leave a comment in the chat so I know you're here, and if you hear me as well, let me know. We are starting off really quickly. Hey, Joel. Cool, cool. Hope my lighting is not that bad. If it looks that bad, because I don't know, the key light won't come on. Oh, really? Yeah, thanks. It's thank you, Lenny. Um, I don't just let me know how you think about the light situation. Software just mess. I have to fix it before my TKYT session today, so I don't look all like so. I really don't know what's up with it today, but we'll see. The Elgato control center don't want to come up for some reason. I guess that's why it's not working. So probably have to re-download the control center or stuff like that. Yeah. So how you doing? You all know the drill. We're gonna check what we're doing for today, and let's quickly switch over here. And so we have a couple of things to talk about today. Really, a couple, including Lenny's Monster PR, which is really really dope. By the way, thank you, Lenny. And yeah. So first things first. Oh, really? You can? Oh, I'm so glad you can. Good. Thank you. Hey, that's genius. Welcome. So you all know the drill. The very first thing, I'm going to put the link to the tweet about this whole thing. You all go. Yeah, right. The left. Yes, it's because this is supposed to be like. Okay, how do I? Okay, whatever. This is trippy. So this is supposed to be like the supporting light. This one ahead of me just didn't want to come on. So we're gonna have to make that work today. I'm gonna fix it before TKYT today, I promise. So it actually took me unaware because I just tested like what 10 minutes before time. And I'm like, yeah, let's just do it. So you all look at the manage with me with the lighting stuff. So first things you all go retweet and comment in that tweet, right? So let's get more people in here. And let's check out our task. So that's your task, right? So I'm just gonna assume you're gonna do your bits, okay? And so today we're going to check out Astro 2.6 first of all, and this whole source having with Kelvin stream, it's like it's just going to be mostly very um relaxed. We're going to be talking about Sailsconf. If you know, Sailsconf is coming up next week, and that's where my mind's been at. Hey, Adiadua, welcome. How you doing? So that's where my mind's been at. So if you, I launched the SalesConf website yesterday. If you want to go check it out, go let me know how like what you think about the designs and these illustrations. I really like them. But to kick things off, let's talk about Astro. So they did a launch, which I'm interested about. I think maybe 2 days ago, Astro 2.6. So I'm gonna just copy that, go over to Arc, and yeah, you all need to what we have 4 folks in here, so we're gonna be like 4 likes and 4 retweets or thingamajig. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna check out the Astro released 2.6 middleware. If you don't know, Astro is what Dev is built with. Also, salesconf.com right now is built with Astro. Previously, we were built with what Noxt, yeah, Noxt, but now we all Astro everything. Blog.salesguys.com is also built with Astro. So if you want to ask any question about Astro, just ask it and I'll see it and I'll talk about it. So let's see what is new in this release. So these are all I really love what they did here. So everyone that actually contributed to the article gets featured, which is good. I love it. Yeah, I think it's kind of not that trivial to implement, but it should be fun to implement. So Astro 2.6 is out and it's a big one. Several experimental features have been marked as stable and are now available in all Astro projects. No experimental flags required. That's good. So these are the features: the middleware, the hybrid SSR output mode, custom client directives, and CSS inlining. Okay. Astro 2.6 also introduces new features and improvements, including a new experimental feature for managing redirects. Okay, so these are redirects. Okay. Oh, that would be cool. So this is like the steps to upgrade. So just npm install Astro at latest. I think I should be using the latest Astro in Sailsconf because I did that yesterday. So probably that should work. So let's see the middleware. Middleware is now stable and available in all projects without an experimental flag. Middleware lets you run code before or after the page is rendered and returned to the user. Okay, that's cool. So I'm probably not going to use, oh, locals, cool. We have locals in sales as well. So I'm probably not going to use like a good chunk of these features because for my use case for Astro, just like building static HTML pages most of the time. So this is if you want to like use Astro for extra stuff. If all the stuff is getting in the mix, like me needing the middleware and stuff, I'll just use the boring JavaScript stack, really. Of course, right? Yeah, but these are some cool stuff. Really, you could pass local data from the middleware. That's cool. So that's this. Okay, you. mm, Okay, so that I don't know. That sounds good. So they have like a hybrid SSR output mode. Astro's new hybrid SSR output mode is now stable and available to all Astro developers without an experimental flag. Okay, that's cool. So this allows you to mix interactive API endpoints and pages into a site while also keeping the overall project static and pre-rendered by default. Interesting. Oh, you got to pair that with adapters. Cool. That's some good stuff. So great job to the Astro team. This custom directive is something I'm really interested in because the way Astro work is if you have pieces or parts of your pages that need to be interactive, aka they need to have JavaScript run on the client, right? They're gonna give like a directive. So client idle means load up the JavaScript when the client is idle, right? It's finished downloading everything the pages need. Client visible as well, and all that. So with this one, I think you could also specify your own custom client directive, which is fun. So you could do things like this. So anytime you hover on the counter component, that's when it becomes interactive, aka it has JavaScript thingy. It's all part of the partial hydration things. If you don't know, you should check out the Astro docs. So let me see. So we have some questions here. So yeah, I'll leave the complex stuff to the boring JS. I think I love to keep us. Yeah, yes, for me. So I get the fact that Astro want to do more because capture more of the market space. But for me, my use case. So I have two tech stack right now. Astro for everything, just websites. Then if it's gonna be like an application, right? Like it's complex, like Sailsconf, for example, boring JavaScript stack, folks. That's just it for me. So I like to separate it like that, so that works. So let's see. Do you have a site for the boy? Oh, what? Are you asking about like the marketing website for the boring JavaScript stack itself, or like a website that uses it? So I don't know. So if it's a website that uses it, salesguys.com does that. If it's a marketing page, I'm still working on it. It actually have to be up before my talk at Sailsconf because I'm going to be introducing the boring JavaScript stack. So the URL is going to be like boring.salesguys.com. It doesn't exist yet, so don't go there because you won't see anything. Or salesguys.com/boring. But it's going to be that. It's not going to be fully featured because I want to take my time in actually making that page. But I'm just going to throw something in there so that folks can visit the website after my talk. Okay. Yeah. So Joel. So this is it, right? So at the end of the day, what gets shipped to your user with Astro is just HTML. So think of Astro as sort of like a modern day tool that lets you build static HTML websites. Okay, so these are going to be multi-page apps. I don't like using the name multi-page app, but just think about the way we build website in the old days, where anytime you click a link, the browser goes and gets the new page, right? Instead of a single page application where you just click it and everything is done on the client. So what Astro does is makes it a little bit modern for you to build those kind of website, because most websites, for example, blogs, there I don't see the benefit in making a blog a single page application or a marketing website a single page application, right? So with Astro, the DX you like, which is up the GXS and everything, is going to still be there. So you write everything in JavaScript. You also have Astro component. So what Astro does is that at build time, when you go on npm run build, it's going to build all those JavaScript into static HTML. So there's not going to be like zero JavaScript on the page. So it will build everything, put in all the variables and every logic you've made at build time, so you can ship your website to a CDN. Okay, so that's what Astro does. But I think with the SSR mode now, you could do more than that. But that's my use case. So my blog is strictly like it's made with Astro. By the end of the day, there's no Astro thing in there, right? Because it just renders HTML. All right. So the other cool part of Astro is that, just like in the days of jQuery, right? If you have certain portion of your pages that you need to be dynamic, right? So with the way Astro solve it is by using partial iteration. So partial iteration means that, okay, we're going to load the page as HTML, right? Then on certain events, like if the page is visible or if I scroll to that level where that component is, we're going to hydrate it. And we're going to make it interactive. So that means there's no JavaScript to download on the get-go when someone visits your site, but the JavaScript for just that section, that island, because it's an island architecture thing, is get available. So yeah, that's actually what it is. Okay, yeah. So for the docs, right? So the ones you could. So what powers the not really powers, but the master of ceremony for the boring JavaScript stack is the create sales CLI tool. You could check it out today. Let me. So if we go to docs dot, okay, if I can type today, salescast.com, right? We are going to get onto this page, right? So this is all the docs for open source and also the software built. Right now, I just have copy, but what you're concerned about is create sales. So this is the master of ceremony for everything. So if we'll check the get started, you just need to run nps create sales and this, and we get to show you what you get out of the box, right? So you could choose Vue 3, React, Svelte, Tailwind, Webpack 5. This will change in a bit, but I'm not going to spill anything for now. But this is just how you scaffold, and it's just that simple, really. Like, it doesn't, like, I like the stack because currently we're actually taking a lot of load from you in actually making this easy for you to make this kind of applications. But with the next iterations, are going to be so much more in there, like a ton. So I'm going to copy this for you. I'm going to paste it for you here. Okay, so let me see. So okay, so seems you all like the talk about Astro things. So, the last that is, oh yeah, so I guess you use VitPress. So the docs.salescast.com is also built with VitPress. So this was where I actually quickly threw this together with VitPress. So why I did that, because before I made the site, I did not know about Astro. And but yeah, it's works. So there are a lot of static site builder out there. Nox also have like a static mode, but I just like the Astro feel. It just feels good for me, and I like .astro components. But yeah, thank you, Adiadua. So let me know what you think about the boring JavaScript stack. I'm here to answer all your questions because that's just going to be my work for like maybe the next year and so, just evangelizing, doing workshops, giving talks about it, and getting people to use it. So the whole position is that if you're tired of all the React drama or the Vue drama where you have to piece different pieces to make your code, if you just want to build your pages with Vue, React, or Svelte, and you want like a solid foundation with a tool that was made for people that want to build stuff in JavaScript, like build your own SaaS, build your own businesses, you should use the Boring JavaScript stack. Okay, so I'm going to put a lot of effort, a lot of work into it, and it's open source, so anyone could contribute to it to make it better. So it's going to be like your very sure foundation, or your starting point that is not from scratch, because we're going to give you a lot of stuff out of the box. So I'm talking about authentication, teams management, and all those things that you would need to build a good, robust application. So I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, I think we've talked about that. Hope you all have done your tasks yet. So we have 7 folks in here. Hey, if you're here, please send comments so I know you're here. So I say hi as well. Okay, so let's see. We've checked out Astro 2.x. Did we touch on everything? I think we did, but let's see. What else did I miss? So CSS inlining. So in Astro 2.6, Astro 2.6 introduces a new config option to automatically inline small snippets of CSS into your HTML. I use Tailwind, so this might not be for me. This optimization can speed up most pages, especially on first load, by reducing the number of requests on external style sheets. Okay, I never use. Okay, yeah. Okay, there is one external style sheet because Tailwind will compile all my classes into one style sheet. So probably this might be good. So this optimization can speed up most pages, especially on first load, by reducing the number of requests and the external style sheet needed to load the page. Okay, you can try it today by setting inline style sheets to auto. Automatic CSS inlining will likely become the default behavior in Astro 3.0. Oh, so they're getting to Astro 3.0 so quick. Oh, that's good stuff. So read outcome, blah blah blah. So let's see, redirects. Okay, so you could set up redirects. Again, if I want to do stuff like this, I'm just going to use the boring JavaScript stack. So, but that's cool that Astro could do this. Yeah, but okay, fair for most front-end developers. Redirects not really that cool. You might want to do window.location and thingies on the client, but for me, that's already taken care of with sales redirects. Like once you go to salescloud.com/chat, it redirects you to the Discord thing. So it's very easy to set up. You just key value, just the syntax is similar to this. So it just in my routes.js in sales, and it just works. So that is taken care of by sales. I like it. So let's see. Okay, more extension things and language tool. So kudos to the Astro team. I'm going to play with them. The thing they did last that I'm playing with is the content collection, which Lenny also helped with. Speaking about that, before we talk about that, so there's this tool. If you use Tailwind CSS, just let me know in the chat. There's this tool I use anytime I use Tailwind CSS is Tailwind color generator. If you use any, just let me know. So this tool, I love it so much because, so if I come to Tailwind shades.com, I just paste in like an hexadecimal value here, right? So let's say, so let me just do the color picker, right? And let me pick this color. Let's pick their color of today. So I just get the hex value. I don't want to rate right now. And if I paste it now, if I click on shade, this is what it does for you, because this is the Tailwind scale. So on 50 to 950, it just generates the color for you. So I could use in my project. So I use it most times when I'm starting a project to just get like a base color, which would be like the default, and then I get like the shades and the tint of it in order to do my style and stuff. It's really, really amazing. I love it. So I'm just gonna give it to you all if you all are interested. Hey Paul, I'm not sure you missed a great deal. Oh really? Wow. Okay, so this is why I share, right? So that in case you've not heard of things like it, because I've been using this for like 2 years now or more. So like it's the first thing I do when I start a new project. It just works for me. So this is it. Yes, it's been amazing. So I will show you how I use it in the Sailsconf project in a bit, okay? So that's it. I love it. It just gives you this stuff. It also generates some cool names that I don't know, so which you could always change, and it's actually synchronized. So this is two-way binding thing is going on. So you could change this. So this looks like black, right? So you could even override the default Tailwind black. If this is your brand's black, yeah, why not? So you could do that. You could copy it. I don't like using this copy because when it copies, it doesn't keep the new lines. So I just copy it like so. So maybe I don't know if this is an open source project, so if someone can fix that, that would be cool. Where you could just copy it like so, but if you click copy, it's gonna make everything one line. So I don't use that. So let me know what you think if you're trying out Tailwind. Okay. Yeah. SCSS. So yes, SAS. I used SAS back in the day, of course. Of course, almost everybody did, right? But for now, so the way I see Tailwind, right, it brings composability to styling, right? So just see the Tailwind classes as little functions, right? That do one thing. So there's a class that just gives the text color white, for example. So with Tailwind, do compose your UI. So it's just like a no brainer for me, right? Because normally in our JavaScript we're actually composing, right, with functions, and we're calling different utilities, right? Even in our markup, we are composing with components too, right? So why not do the same thing with styling? So that's what Tailwind does. It just gives you this little helpers or utility classes that you compose to make your UIs. I will show you how I built the Sailsconf website with just Tailwind stuff. And at first glance, people hate like, oh, this is a lot of classes. They are inline, but they're not really inline classes. There's no rule in the HTML spec that says you can have only two or less classes in an element. So that's to say you could compose more classes to make up your UI. It's just amazing. And if we visit the Tailwind website, which is a great website by the way. Okay, not the blog. You all know I'm still getting used to Arc, right? So bear with me. So it just imagine this design. See what's happening. I don't know, left or right side, but the code side, you could see how this is being composed with just classes. That makes it's amazing experience really. And there's the whole talk of, with a .css or .scss file, you have to shift context. But for me, both the markup and what styles the markup is in one place, and that just makes a great deal of sense for me. So you could see how that is going on, right? And all the praises saying, I think I'm in here somewhere, but I don't want to, I don't want to be that vain. But it's really good. And look at, and unlike Bootstrap, right, where most sites look like Bootstrap, with Tailwind, there's no conventional, like there's no way your website should look like. So you could make any kind of design and it doesn't look like Tailwind. Like if you look at Sailsconf.com, you won't know it's made by Tailwind, except you know that I use Tailwind, right? Because it's just so custom, it's so like to your taste. It's amazing. You see all those design, all made possible with Tailwind. Like, come on, come on, come on. Right? It's just good, rapid stuff. Okay. And so that's Tailwind. And so we've talked about the generator. So let's talk about Lenny's monster PR that he made. So Lenny, shout out to you for doing this. You saved me a ton of work. So I actually made a tweet about it, right? So Lenny's PR. So let's copy the link to the address. Oh, let's just open it. So you all could check that out and see. So what Lenny did was, right, it moved the TKYT sessions, which is a more giant or JSON array, to like the Astro content collections we've been talking about. And he did that using some Python script magic to like, being the lazy programmer, which is a good thing. And so yeah, the TKYT session with Kent, which is I'm very excited about. You all don't miss that session. We're going to be talking about the epic stack, which is amazing. It's like it's solving the same problem as the boring JavaScript stack, but for Remix and for React specifically, and made by Kent C. I have admired him for a long time. So you all catch that. So in like 30 minutes, that will be the session. So I'll be wrapping up really quickly so I get ready. But really, it's gonna be dope. So let's look at Lenny's PR real quickly. So I think this is Lenny's first pull request that's merged. Oh, we have a new issue. What's the issue? Oh yeah, so this issue should be closed now, Lenny, right? Because we've already moved it. So let's say closed by um this one TKYT to content collection. So at Lenny PR. So thank you. So we're gonna close it. Yes. So Lenny's PR, which is this one. Look, just look at the files he touched. 48 files, right? Like your 48 files. That is a monster of a PR. All right, and it just moved everything into separate .json files, which is what was intended. Also added the schema. It's good, so you all could go check it out if you're keen. And this repo is now open source, like we said the last time. So give it a star if you're here. You've not started before. So let's have some comment. Yes, thank you, Lenny. I am most honored for your help. It's really amazing. It's the spirit of open source. Yeah, of course. I no one is this um Bootstrap is good. People still use it, right? But if you try Tailwind, like I was also pessimistic about Tailwind the first time, trust me. But if you try Tailwind, right, and if you like, I think if you like functional programming, you would like Tailwind because it just lets you functionally build your UIs. Okay, so it's all good. Anything that works for you, but just keep an open mind, check it out, and see how that goes. Okay. So what I wanted to show is like right now there's a readme on this page. So if you contribute here, you get to be on the contributors thingies, which is kind of cool. I like that. So yeah, you could if there's a typo on my I think what we can do right is to put like an on what edits on GitHub button on the website. That's gonna be a lot of work. But I'll probably look to doing it later. But that's just it. So dominuskervy.dev is now public. So yeah, thank you, Lenny, for the PR. I love it. Your help is great. And so yeah, I was supposed to talk about this issue. So this is one of the projects, the open source project I manage at work. So it's the treble SDK for Adonis. And I have to hop on the call with a customer, right, that uses it, and so there's just it's a little annoying bug. Not really like a little annoying bug. So it's a serialization thing going on. So the user makes like a Lucid ORM. So Lucid is the ORM for Adonis. So they make like maybe like get users and something. So instead of so if you make a get request, you get the actual users you need. But when it's being sent to Treble, this is what we get, which is not really cool. So I have to work on that. So that's just one issue. Then also there's this other one on Adonis stuff. We're not going to do it today on screen, but I'll look to like doing it on one of the sort that with Kelvin sessions, or just do it off. Then I show you how or I solve it. So this is open source, so that's why I could share it. And yeah, so if you know Adonis and you build APIs with it, you might want to check out the SDK to integrate with Treble. So yeah, and you could also open the PR if you know what the fix is and you do Adonis. So we could all work on it. Okay, yes, a lot of yes, yeah. Okay, so valid package name is not defined. Um, Adiadra, what's the version of your node? Can you check your node version? Yeah, check out your node version quickly. Okay. So let me try it myself. So I'm gonna open up Warp. It's been a while I open up Warp. Why? Let's see. Let me quickly come here. Mm, okay. Oh, I see. I don't know. WAP is also not coming up, but anyways, that should work. If it doesn't, right, check out your node version. Okay, yes, npx. Oh, yes, yes. Thank you, Lenny. Npx is the command because you don't have the CLI local. So npx is going to run the init function on npm, right? It's just going to make like it's just going to do its thing. So you want npx create sales. Yes, so you have a good version. So what you should run is npx create sales. Then let's say hello. Okay, so that's what you should run. So yeah, try that. That should work for you. Not npm create sales, npx create sales. All right. Let me know what it works. So yeah, let's keep going. We have what, a couple of minutes left. So we talked about the issue, and yeah, I think there's a tweet I want to talk about. Let me see. Why did I want to talk about this tweet? I can't remember, but let's see. Uh, let's see. What's the tweet about? Okay, yeah. You see this? This is one of the reasons why I'm building the boring JavaScript stack because, like I said, JavaScript is too exciting. Like, we are so smart. We build tons of libraries and frameworks for different things. But if you are a developer like me that just like I have like a business mindset, I want to use code to solve problems. I just pick a framework because it's for like the sake of like, hey, I can use this. I want to use it to solve problems, right? So if you look at the Rails and the Laravel scaffolding, you get like a DB setup and with auth system, the front end button, and everything all set up for you. So you just get down to your business logic. But with JavaScript, it's not the case, right? You have to go download like an ORM separately, that auth package this. You just too much piecing together. It was the same problem I had with Express. That's why I found sales. So it's something we should be doing in the JavaScript ecosystem. Like the whole value for Node is that one language across the stack, and we need to embrace it and really make people more at home with solving their problems with JavaScript. So I'm really looking forward to like doing that with the boring JavaScript stack. So that's the tweet. And yeah. Okay, yeah. So we've actually um spoken about the contributor section of the README. So you all should go contribute. I don't know if there are issues. I'm going to open up issues, and so next week we're not going to have this stream, right? Because I'll be at Oscar Fest, and also Sailsconf is also at hand. So we're going to be doing two events at the same time. I'm looking at how that would work, but it's really exciting. So Oscar Fest, and so there will be no source dive with Kelvin. So we're going to like do it afterwards. I'm going to give you guys all the gists or like my experience at Oscar Fest and also at Sailsconf, and also Mike McNeil, the creator of Sales and the Benevolent Detector for Life, is also going to make a special announcement in a Salesconf talk next week as well. So look out for his keynote. It's going to be really cool. So AHA programming is something it's a term coined by Ken C. Dodds. We have dry, don't repeat yourself. Wet, write everything twice. Then there's AHA, which is avoid hasty abstractions. I think you find a lot of value from just reading this. Sometimes, okay, good. I'm glad it's working for you now. All right, good. That's good. So sometimes we hastily abstract stuff. I'm actually also guilty of this most of the time. Be like, oh, let's move that into a function. But from this article, you might have a little bit of mind shift. It's not that abstracting stuff is bad, but hastily doing so is what considered is sharing. And also in that article, there is also another article he reference to a talk and also like an article too, which is great. So you all go read that and look at what AHA programming is and how you could incorporate it to what you do. Yes, so that's it. So I guess you all have retweeted and commenting. So join the Salescast community if you do JavaScript. You're not already there. I'm gonna give you the link. Come, let's hang out. And I did give a JavaScript quiz today, so you all go check that on my timeline on Twitter, so we could all do that. And also subscribe and follow. Subscribe on YouTube and follow on Twitch if you're seeing this from there. So for the next 5 minutes or so, I'm just going to answer your questions. So any questions, anyone? So just ask me your questions, JavaScript questions, the boring JavaScript stack questions, Salesconf questions, and everything. And I said I was going to show the code base, so I'm just going to show that really quickly. And so this is this So this is how I use that Tailwind CSS color generator. So the black you see on Sailsconf, this black, um, this black, you could see there's a little bit of gradient thing going on. You see, it's not really like black, black. I really love. So the generator call it Baltic Sea. I just kept with the name, and also the black that's here in this button and everything. Okay, so it's I took the base color. I actually so oftentimes what I do, I take um colors from the design. So the black is from this hat that is shark Shocky because of the hook. It's weird. So this black color, I took it and I use it as the base color for the black for the pages. And also this green is from here. So I often just take little bits and pieces based on what I want and just compose my designs, right? So then also this gold is from the ship, right? So just the tint and the shades to do that. So all these colors are in my Tailwind config file, like so. All right. So what this does is that this default means I could call text sunset dash orange to give a text color of sunset dash orange. So that's what the default means. So every other one I could call dash 200 to give it like maybe like a shade or a tint, and like so. So that's the scale. All right. So let's see the Zod the config. So this is like the schedule. So talk, speaker, date, time, duration, and all that stuff. So like a sort order so that I could sort them in the order I want. And also for the speakers, they are this and they're all in the content. So Astro content collection lets you do like sub content. So we have schedule. So schedule for 2023. So for next year is going to be the same schedule, but for 2024 and like so and like that. That's how I'm just going to arrange that. And so these are all the speakers. This is how they are. This is the data. Then the page is just so everything is one page, right? And I do not have to maintain a CSS file. So let's start with the JavaScript bits. So since we're using Astro content, so I could get content, right? And the content I want the speakers. So I wrap this in the parentheses because I want this to execute first. Then I do some sort so that I get like the sort order right using the sort order field. And this also filter based on the subfolder. So I want the ID that starts with 2023, only those data. Okay, so this is just HTML, HTML sets icons, the theme color, which is, so if you're on iPhone or I don't know, any device that lets you see the theme color for the page, you get to see this very nice squiddy, right? And so open graph images and things. And yeah, so this is just it. So I've actually grown used to using the loading lazy, which lets your images load lazily so they don't block the website. I know Astro does offer images. I had issues with it before, so I just use native HTML images for now until maybe I go back to it later on. But yeah, that's everything. So this is like JSS syntax. So I'm using .map to map over the speakers. I am aliasing it as speaker because this is like data. So just I could do speaker. So instead of doing data.name, yeah, just do it like so. And yeah, so that's it. And you could see how I'm doing the styling, text to SL. So for the font size, the color of it all, and stuff like that. But it's very straight. It's just sweet to work with, right? And this is like a check. If you have a LinkedIn URL, I'm going to show it. If not, I'm not going to show the LinkedIn things. And yeah, that's basically it. Yeah, thank you, Michelle. Hey, Toby, welcome. Hi, Jaffa. How you doing? Hey, Toby. Yeah, thank you, Mitchell. It's a really good work. Yes, then I have seen the benefit too. It makes so for folks that like if you've noticed, I don't use a CMS, like somewhere to store your content. I like Markdown and GitHub is like my CMS. So for folks like us that like those kind of stuff like Markdown and JSON, it just makes life easy. And you could type it. So if I change anything, right? For example, let's see, for this one, right? if I do dot, it's going to show you all the properties that are in this field, like in this object, in the speaker object. So, right? So you could type, if you use something that is not there, it's going to tell you because of TypeScript. And also because of Zod, you could enforce URLs as well. I don't think I use it here. Probably I did for TQYT, but you could do here, right? So I could do URL like so, right? So I could do that, and I could actually ship this. So this is for me, so that anytime there's a string passed in here and it's not a URL, it's going to complain. Okay. So you could do that as well. So I'm going to ship this one, and it's going to ship right now. So yeah, we are at time for what I've used most. Use your images as SG. Yes, yes. Okay. Yes, the genius. So let's me quickly go to the Astro blog. So there is an article right now. Astro optimizes images. They have like an image component thing. Astro.build. Just let me go to their blog. So there's an article I was going to read. So if you look at the better images with Astro, so there is like they put in a lot of work to make images really good, and so you see there's an image component that's going to optimize your images and all that stuff. Okay, so for now I just use loading lazy. So you see what is the output of this. So I'm using one of it, right? The loading lazy, no decoded async and other stuff. But I might actually use the Astro image component itself. But if it's image optimization you want, Astro got you on that one. Okay. Yes, and of course you could always use SVGs if you want. So yeah, that's it. We have 10 folks in here. Thank you all. Make sure you subscribe to the channel on YouTube and also follow on Twitch. Thank you everyone for joining me. I think we touched on everything we want to cover today. And yeah, let me know the talks you're excited about for Sailsconf. I'm also very much excited about Sailsconf, and I'm looking forward to it. So I'm going to go now, fix my key light so it doesn't give you this shadowy thing. I hope it actually turns out right when it gets shit to YouTube or something. But I'm going to fix it for the TKYT session I have weekend. So you all enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for coming to hang out with me. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. You don't mind the. Okay, yes. Do you use OBS for streaming? No, I use Ecamm for streaming. Ecamm is what I use for streaming. Let me go. So I get you. I actually. So let me fix your eyes a little bit. Uh, yeah, I should have done this before I started. So probably because I was battling with the light stuff. But I'm always going to switch to dark mode for folks. Okay, so I think your eyes are better now, right? 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 I'm sorry, I didn't switch that. So Ecamm Live is what I use for streaming. Is I found OBS too stressful for me, so I don't use it. So that's it. So that's what I use, Mitchell, for streaming. And yes, the genius. I would always make note. I think I should set up like an Apple script to just turn everything to dark mode anytime I start streaming. All right. So for sure. So you all enjoy your day. Let me go prep for TQYT. It's gonna be fun. We can see that. So yeah, see you all in the next stream.